Okay, I think now it works. Let's see if I share this. I think it should be good. So let me share the live stream. So everyone, we are now live for the free weekly outlook. Okay, perfect. So this is now shared. That's really, really good. Now we're gonna as well share this on Instagram, except for that, that's gonna be good. So this is shared. Okay, perfect. So let's now share it as well on Instagram, and after that we're gonna start the live stream. I hope everyone is doing well. So yeah, guys, let me just share the live on Insta first. Then we're gonna start the live stream for the weekly outlook. So yeah, like usually we're gonna go over my major Forex pairs, and then we're gonna do as well some indices and gold. So first of all, let me take a little picture. So okay, perfect. So we are now live for the free weekly outlook on YouTube. Okay, perfect. Bam, bam, bam. Then we change the color. Let's put it like this. Why not? Really, really good. Really, really good. And then I just add the link, and then we're gonna start, guys. So for now, get ready. Get ready, and bam. Okay, perfect. Let's add. Okay, perfect. Bam. Perfect. Okay, guys. So everything is ready. So that means we can start finally the live stream. So I just sent the Instagram announcement. The Discord announcement is done, and now we're getting ready for the weekly outlook. Okay, perfect. So hope, guys, everyone is doing well. Everyone is doing great. So let me just do this like usually and add the watermark right here if needed, and then we're gonna start with the weekly outlook. So guys, first of all, since the previous week we had multiple things going on, so this week would be interesting to see what do we have new. Some things still stayed the same, some other things actually changed. So first of all, I want to start with a trade that happened during the week that was as well forecasted in the weekly outlook. So this trade was completely forecasted in the weekly outlook. This is a trade on NZD USD. Remember, on the previous week we were somewhere around in this area, and price actually tapped into the POI, and price closed on Friday just close to the entry. If you go back on YouTube, you know, and you watch the recording of the previous week weekly outlook, you'll be able to find it. So, you know, if you go on for traders, all the recordings are always right here. You know, this is the live rediffusion, live recordings. And as you can see right here, if we just find the moment where I was talking about NZD USD, you'll see that it was exactly the same trade. I don't know where I was talking about NZD USD. Okay, it was right here. So I mean, I can show it to you. So yeah, I was explaining NZD USD exactly right here, and there was the entry. I mean, if you want, you can rewatch the live stream, and you'll see that the entry would be there. Okay, so yeah, we had a trade before, the most extreme one, but then we closed it before market close, and then we were just left with the extreme 5-minute POI in this area. You can rewatch the live stream if you're interested into watching the recording of this. But yeah, I just wanted to say that it was forecasted, and basically the 5-minute POI that was forecasted on the previous week. Price just tapped into it and then hit the final take profit, as you can see. So yeah, that was one of the trades that happened on the previous week. Again, everyone were able to caught it because there was nothing complicated with this trade. You know, always explain, wait for session to pass, then you can reopen, and then price just got tapped in and pushed up. Okay, so yeah, that was a trade that happened on the previous week. There was as well a trade on Euro USD and GP USD. But yeah, let's analyze this. What do we have new for this time? So guys, first things first, let's start with Euro USD. So Euro USD, it's pretty simple, but at the same time it's still kind of confusing. Let me explain why. So first of all, remember we had this range, like this really big range. After this really huge break of structure to the upside, we created this big range. Okay, then we had a little pullback, and then we had another break to the upside, remember? So we had another little break of structure to the upside here, but more recently we started to get break of structures to the downside again. This pullback, okay, by the time we created this pullback, this might have been as well just a liquidity like trap. Why am I thinking that? It's pretty simple. It's because we did not come close to the 0.5% at 100%. You know, right now this pullback, you know, this big pullback right here, now we came close to the 0.5, and now we can expect price to continue to the upside. That makes sense because this is a deep enough pullback for you to look for it. Except for that, now we have two options. Basically, right here there is no POIs to look for an entry. Why? You can already see it, but on the 4 hour there is nothing at all, like anywhere. There is nothing on the 4 hour. If you go on the 1 hour time frame, according to my strategy, there was this 1 hour POI, but it got already destroyed, and now we don't have anything else. Like there is no other POIs that are according to the strategy. Okay, so that means that we cannot do anything in this case right here. We only have this 1 hour POI right here that can still be valid for a valid reaction and entry, but it's still pretty far away. Like if you're looking at it in this perspective, this POI is pretty far. In between, you know, technically the range, there's two options. Either you take this as your huge range, or you still consider this little pullback and you consider those retracements to the downside. So in this case, this is a beginning of a reversal if you consider the more aggressive ranges, okay? But if you consider the beginning of this reversal, you don't want to be looking for a buy right here at full risk, because if you do that, that means that you're overexposing yourself when the market structure is unclear. So that's why this 1 hour POI, as it's still pretty far away and we still kind of don't know at 100% the range right here compared to other pairs where the range is way more clean, it's better to reduce the risk. It's still according to the strategy in the term of rules. You know, this POI and the range, etc., makes sense according to the rules, but again, you don't want to get overexposed when it's not at 100% clear what's going on. But yeah, so that's why I would consider this POI as a half risk trade, because again, that way you're not overexposing yourself in case, you know, price decides to turn back bearish. So okay, so let's see if we have any questions. Your trading is like you're waiting for a reaction. Yeah, I don't understand what's your point here. my strategy, I'm waiting for a zone to be tapped in, and then I enter. I'm not entering randomly. I have like a set of rules that I respect and stuff like that. And expecting is equals gambling. Maybe I'm choosing my word wrong, but expecting is not like I'm entering without any rules, you know. Like we can expect in the term of, I don't know, English is like my fourth language. So if you're not liking my word, tell me another word that I can say instead of expecting. I don't know. I'm not like fluent at 100% in English. I don't have a huge vocabulary. But yeah, basically, yeah, I don't even know how to synonym the word expect, but yeah, you understand what I mean. Like I have a set of rules anyway, so it's not like I'm entering the market and I just basically randomly trade. So okay, so yeah, let's see if we have any other questions. Did it seem like the market was chaotic last week? Do others in the community experience more losses than usual too? Yeah, this week was pretty rough. We still managed with the trade on NZD USD and another trade on a minor pair to get at break even. But yeah, compared to other weeks, it was pretty like volatile and pretty rough. Market was not kind of respecting the zones this time. But yeah, again, it's not at 100%. You know, there's no 100% win rate in any strategies, and for example, our strategy is around 50, 55, something like that % win rate with a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio minimum. But the 50% win rate is not like every single week it's 50%, you know, sometimes it can be more, sometimes it can be less. It depends of the market conditions. Like for example, during December, you know, we had pretty good weeks. Like right here, for example, we had a really good week according to the strategy. This, for example, was pretty much break even. Here we had a pretty good week. So December was pretty good for us this year. Right now it's just the beginning of the year, guys. So again, sometimes it just takes more time for market, you know, to adjust, or just market conditions was not the best. But honestly, in other communities, as well in other like groups from my trader friends and stuff like that, in other groups as well, it was pretty much a break-even week. Market was not respecting at 100% the zones this week. So you're not like alone, or if you had a rougher week for this time. Okay. Why the market will follow my rules? Because I backtested the rules. I've been trading with the same strategy, with the same rules for like 3 years now, and I know it works. There's no other way of trading than respecting your strategy and your rules. If you don't have rules when you trade, then you're gambling, not the other way around. Okay, so GBP USD, what's going on exactly right here? So overall, as you can see, we're getting we're getting bullish. We are already bullish, but we're pushing to the upside. So we are in a bullish trend. So that means we're pushing to the upside, we're breaking the highs, and we're creating higher highs. So that means we're gonna look for some buys, because we want to be following the market structure. So if market is bullish, we're gonna be looking for buys. We're not gonna be counter trending in a bullish market. The counter trends only comes when you have a beginning of reversal. But for now, we don't have any beginning of reversal. We are right now at this point, right here, but at the time we were right here at the highest point. So we're really in a bullish market. Right now, what's going on? So this was the most current range, okay? But this most current range got broken. As you can see right here, we got a break of structure to the downside right here. This one single break of structure is not strong enough for you to consider it now bearish, okay? There's a simple reason to that. It's because this might just be some liquidity that price wants to sweep before pushing back up. So as you can see exactly right here, there was this low, and there was a lot of liquidity resting right here and right here technically, because price never came back to that level. So what does that mean? It means that price might just go back down, sweep the liquidity. We just tapped into this 1 hour point of interest according to our strategy, and then right here we can see that price technically, according to the rules, needs to push up after that. So that's what we'll be looking for. If you straight away consider this as a change of character, so looking for some sales now, it does not make sense, because we still have some points of interest right here, some zones where we might expect a reaction. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're not straight away entering inside this POI, of course. We're not straight away just entering. We instead gonna wait for a confirmation. So yeah, basically the 2 hourly POIs, let me just show them to you so you can see them for yourself. So we have one right here, opposite color candle connected to an imbalance that is unmitigated, and same thing right here, this is connected to this little fair value gap. So yeah, and we had, like I was explaining, this liquidity right here at price swept, and we tapped into the POI right here. So when price mitigates a POI, as you can see, when price mitigates a POI, then we need to wait for a 15-minute change of character to the upside. So that means we need to wait for a market to go back from bearish to bullish again. We want it to align basically with our higher time frame. If our higher time frame is bullish, that means we want the intermediate time frame, so in this case the 15 minutes, to be bullish too. If it's not bullish, we cannot look for a trade because we want to buy, right? So we cannot buy in a bearish market. That doesn't make sense. So in this case, right now we can see that the 15-minute is bearish. Why? It's pretty simple. We can see that we got a break of structure to the downside here, and this is the most recent bearish range. So we want this range to turn back bullish, so that's why we want a break of structure to the upside. This means this is the high we need to break. So if we have a break of structure to the upside exactly right here, that means that we're gonna be back bullish, right? So now our higher time frame on the 4 hour will align with our intermediate time frame on the 15 minutes, and then we'll be able to look for our entry at the new extreme point of interest in this area. But for now, we don't do anything right now. We just tapped into the POI. So for now, this is the high that we need to break. When we're gonna break this high, we're gonna be able to look for our entry. Call it break of structure, change of character, how you want, whatever, doesn't matter. We just need this high to be broken exactly right here. Of course, if we have a new break to the downside, so imagine that our price pushes down, then it will change. This will be the high that we need to break. Again, guys, I just remind everyone, I identify my break of structures from body closures to body closures. If you use wicks, it's up to you. I do it with body closures to body closures. That's how my strategy works. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have on GBP USD. We tapped into a POI, but now we're waiting for this high being broken first. What you can do as well, guys, is create an alert. So you see right here, I just created this line. I can just click on it right here and click on add alert. When I click on add alert, I can select once per bar close. So that way, when price will cross this line and basically close above this line, I will receive a notification that my 15-minute break happened, basically. So if I create an alert right here, you see I will receive a notification. What I can do as well is just create an horizontal line with this little plus button and do the exact same thing. The only difference is that the big horizontal line, it's better. For one reason is that this line, you see, if price continues to push here and crosses at this moment when the line right here is not at that level, you won't get notified. So you basically need to extend this line forever. It's not really, how's it called? It's not really sustainable, if that makes sense, or practical. So it's just better to create an just an overall horizontal line at that level that will extend itself forever alone. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And make sure as well to have the exact right level, so you will not receive an alert when it's actually not done your break. So yeah, that's it for GBP USD. That's it for GBP USD. So we're waiting for the break of structure. If not, right here we still have another 1 hour POI. So that means if price taps into this POI and did not create any confirmation right here, we'll wait for a 15-minute confirmation now in this area. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we always wait for a 15-minute confirmation before entering any trades, because if you don't do that, you'll get stepped out basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's see if we have any questions. So first of all, let's see the questions that we have on YouTube, and then we're gonna go on USD GPY and on TikTok. So what are the conditions that make one to use half risk on a trade? So half risk is pretty simple, guys. There's technically 3 conditions. The first one is when you have a counter trend trade, or an internal trade, or there is no inducement. For specific reasons, sometimes you can decide to use half risk as well when the market structure is really not clear. So you're not 100% sure. It can be a counter trend, it can be a full risk trade. You know, when the market structure is not clear, it's just better to use half risk as well. Okay, except for that, waiting on confirmation, you can put it in that way. Yeah, that's true. Hey guys, hey Idris. Oops. Okay, guys, we were talking about gold. So we can go over gold right now. Usually I do gold at the end, but you know, a lot of people were just asking for gold already. So let's do gold right now. So for now, according to my strategy on gold, I'm waiting for a range. You know, with my strategy, guys, the first step is waiting for a range. If I don't have a range, I don't have a trade. That's as easy as it is. So what happened on gold is that we created a really ugly break of structure to the downside right here that created this bearish range. Okay, then we consolidated, or kind of just like, you know, moving inside of this range, and we just broke structure to the upside just recently. So that created a huge range like this. Okay, that's a problem for us because we want the trades and basically our POIs to be below the 0.5% of the fib when we are identifying the range, right? So in this case, as this is a huge range, if I identify a POI in this area, the time it comes down, like, you know, the time it takes to come back down, the market might already have changed in between. So that's why I really don't like this this scenario right now. The structure for me is ugly, but what we can wait for and what can be a good thing if it happens is that if price pushes to the upside right here, we're gonna have a new range, right? We're gonna have this low and this high. So then we're going to be able to place our new fib, and now it will make sense because look at it. For example, if we have the break of structure, imagine, right? We have right here a 4-hour POI, here we have some inducement, you know, so it looks good. But for now, we need first this break, you know, before doing anything, we first need the break of structure to the upside. If we have the break of structure to the upside, then we'll be able to look for the buys. But for now on gold, I'm just waiting for this high being broken first. If we have this break of structure, then we'll be able to look for our buys. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for gold. Let's see. Okay, so let's go now on USD/JPY. I see we have other questions, but I'm just gonna go over USD/JPY and then answer the questions, etc. So Right here, we got a break of structure to the upside again on USD GPY. So what does that mean? That creates this range, as you can see. So we create a range from this low to this high. So this is right here like that, your structure. As you can see, this is your structure that we have. Again, we're going to be following the trend. So as we're bullish, we're going to be looking for buys. So first things first in my strategy is to identify the range. My range is from this low to this high. As you can see, for now, it sounds good. Nothing complicated. Then I place my Fibonacci from the bottom to the high to measure my range. So I want my POI, so my points of interest, to be below the 0.5%. In this case, the 0.5% is this yellow line. So I'm going to be identifying my POIs below this yellow line. So in this case, let's zoom in to see if we have any points of interest. As you can see right here, you have the time frame. First of all, I'm identifying my points of interest on the 4-hour time frame. So we're going to stay on the 4-hour and we're going to see what's going on. So right here, we do have a 4-hour POI that looks good according to the strategy. Why this POI is valid? We have an imbalance right here connected to it. It's the opposite color candle. There are some rest in liquidity / inducement right here, and it's unmitigated. So that's why this POI is a good valid one. Except for that, we don't have anything else. So that's why we're going to go on the 1 hour, and on the 1 hour, we do have nothing. So right here, we have nothing. Right here, we have nothing. Nothing here. Let's go in the bottom. Okay, so we do have this 1 hour POI a little bit lower. Here, same thing. It's 3 candles because a POI can be up to 3. So 1, 2, or 3, same color consecutive. So in this case, it's 3 white candles connected to the imbalance. It's a bit lower than the 4-hour POI, right? It's a bit lower. So we have, what I mean by it's a bit lower is that we have this area right here that is new. If you go the 4-hour, you know, it ends here, but the 1 hour goes lower. So that's why we can overlap them, because, you know, the 1 hour POI covers more than the 4-hour. So in this case, that's the 2 POIs we have in this range. And we have as well the previous range. You know, the previous range, where was it? So the previous range was something like this. You know, and inside of this previous range, we can still look for some POIs. Like I was explaining previously on GBP USD, here, technically, we have a lot of liquidity, right? The low right here, the strong low, has a lot of liquidity there. So it's that means if we have a POI just below in this area, after price sweeps all this liquidity, we can see a break to the upside and an entry. Basically, we can look for a reaction. So we can still watch for some POIs below right here if there are some. So in this case, there is looking like there is nothing else below except for the older POIs we had right here. But even if they were older, they're still inside of the previous range, so they're still good to go. So I'm going to place my alert right here. So I'm going to have a notification when price taps into those POI. And except for that, that's pretty much it. What do we have on USD GPY? Okay, guys. So that's pretty much it for let me see for USD GPY. Let's see if we have any other questions, and then I'm gonna see GBP GPY. I mean, GBP GPY, guys, since the previous week nothing changed. We still only have those POIs in the bottom right here. So yeah, GBP GPY since the previous week there is nothing that changed. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions. So if price comes very close to a 1 hour high but doesn't reach it, is the trade still valid? Yes, if it comes close but it didn't actually reach the hourly high, the trade still stays valid. Someone said explain the entry confirmation. I really recommend you to watch all the videos on like my social media and other live streams, because I kind of explained the entry confirmation when we have a setup. I just did it with NZD USD and GP USD a little bit previously, so yeah, you can just rewind the live stream. I explained it here. When entering in a POY, not the extreme one, do we use half risk? No, you use full risk. You use like you would do normally. Okay, so if market breaks a support line and then there is another support below it, can we look for buys? So for support and resistance, you know, technically it's a strategy itself. I'm not using support and resistance. Support and resistance is, how to say that, it's not like the basic of technical analysis, but it's not enough for it to be a strategy on its own. Like you need extra confirmations, like extra confluences, because it's more subjective in a certain way, like where the support is, where resistance is. Like I can see that there is a support right here because price has been bouncing multiple times on that level. That's 100% true, but who tells me that price will bounce again on that level? Or if it breaks, like, you know, this becomes technically a resistance, but it's not strong enough to look for only that in your trading. I would look for something more mechanical. So for your question, what to do if like a support breaks or there's another support, etc., it really depends on the strategy. If you don't have a strategy, you cannot just trade like that. Okay. So let's see if we have any other questions. How you manage your spread on minor pairs? So basically I just add my spreads to the entry, and if it's a sell, I add my spreads to the stop loss. So that's pretty much it. Is this strategy possible to convert into scalping? There is a lower time frame variation of the strategy on the 15 minutes and 1 minute, but that's still like 15 minutes and 1 minute. It's close to scalping, but it's not really scalping. Like for me, scalping is 5 minutes and lower, so there is no variation of the strategy to be in 5 minutes and lower, because we still need a bias, we still need a range, we still need to wait. Like, you know, there's no variation for it to be like really a scalping strategy. We can put it on a lower time frame, but not at that point to become scalping. It depends how do you consider scalping, like, you know, but I personally don't consider scalping on the 15 minute. Okay, so let's go now on USD/CHF. We've been in the live stream for 40 minutes. I just noticed. Okay, so USD/CHF, there is nothing, guys. We've been just pulling back up. So USD/CHF, we're in this huge range. Okay, we just have this pullback, so we expect this price to push down later after reacting right here. For now, we're not doing anything. You know, maybe price will push to the upside as well. We don't know. But yeah, for now, we're just waiting for having a better range. So technically, it's bearish, so it makes sense if price continues to push to the downside after the pullback. But except for that, we don't really know yet. So nothing to do on USD/CHF for now. Then USD/CAD, what's going on USD/CAD exactly right here? So we broke structure to the upside one time. We broke structure to the upside 2 times. So looks like we're getting close to our reversal. But for confirming a reversal, we need a third break. So a pullback and another break. We don't have that. So for now, it's still counter trend. As we still have a beginning of reversal, we can still look for some counter trend buys. On the 4 hour, there is nothing for your POIs. So this is why we can go on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we have this 1 hour POI. We have as well this 1 hour POI right here. And we don't have anything else. We don't have anything else. So this is the 2 POIs we have. We have one right here and we have one right here. Okay, perfect. Bam and bam. This is the two POIs counter trend that we have. So what does that mean? It means we're gonna be applying the strategy as usual. Nothing changes. The only thing that matters here is your risk. So instead of using your full risk, you use half of your risk. So that way you're gonna protect your setup in case, you know, price just decide to push down. Again, that's still a counter trend for now. Okay. So that's good. That's good. Let's go now on AUD/USD. But before going on AUD/USD, let's see if we have any questions. So where we were at. How to overcome your emotions while trading. For example, closing trades too early, fearing to enter a trade after a loss, etc. So it's a really, really good question. How to fix your emotions is really when you have more confidence into yourself and into the strategy. So what do I mean is that if you straight away jumped into a funded account or into a live account or something like that when there is emotional attachment to the position, but you're not 100% confident in what you're doing, or you're not 100% confident that the strategy works, you're gonna have those emotions because the emotions, it's like it's protecting you from something, right? The fear of entering a trade is protecting you because you think the next trade will lose, or you know, closing your trades early, same thing. You're protecting your capital because you kind of want to secure the profit because you have at the back on your head, you have this fear that the trade might reverse. And this is coming from a lack of confidence into the strategy, you know? So how to gain more confidence in your strategy is really by backtesting the strategy and trading the strategy for a long time enough to see how it performs, to see that even if you have a 1 week that is bad, you know, you have a losing week, for example, it doesn't mean the strategy is bad, you know. But if you don't have the data to back that up, of course you're gonna close your trades earlier, of course you're gonna doubt your strategies because you don't actually trust the strategy enough and yourself enough as well, because sometimes you might doubt your own decisions, you know, not the strategy but your own self. You might think that you entered in the wrong area or that's not a good setup or whatever. But more you backtest, more you gain data and you write that data down, more you're gonna get your confidence to build your trades and get back up basically. So yeah, that's why it's really, really important. Okay, so so we have questions. Hello, I'm from Fortress fan. Hello, Rohit. So hope you're doing well. And explain liquidity for small concept. So liquidity, I'm gonna explain liquidity at the end. I just want to finish with the breakdown first, and if you have like any concept questions, I can show it at the end of the live stream. Like, I'm not gonna be explaining everything today anyway, guys. In my free Discord, I have a free course right here that basically those concepts that you just talked about are explained. Of course, not everything is in the free course, but basically the major concepts of the strategy are explained. And see, on my social media, I have a lot of videos about my strategy too. Okay, guys, so let's now go on AUD/USD. So AUD/USD, we tapped into this 1 hour POI. Overall, we're bullish as well, so we're looking for buys. We have this 1 hour POI exactly right here. That price tapped into it, as you can see. Then after that, this is when it gets interesting. We got a break of structure to the upside right here, as you can see. But this break of structure happened when there was news events. As you can see, it was news events that we had during the week. So talking about news events, we can go over Forex Factory to see what do we have for this week so we can get prepared. Okay, so let's go over news events right here. So on this week we had NFP on Friday, as you can see. So non-farm employment change, We had NFP on Friday, so yeah, that was a really high volatile day for trading this Friday. But that's why I'm gonna explain you what happened with this trade. But yeah, basically this Friday was a really rough day. I mean, was a really bad day technically to trade because there was a lot of news. But if we go next week, so we don't really have that much news events as on the previous week. So Monday there is nothing. Tuesday we have CPI. So CPI, be careful because CPI it's still a really high impact news. So that means that if you have CPI, you should close your trades before, not holding trades on USD pairs. Even on minor pairs, CPI might affect minor pairs. Not as much, but still be careful with that. Avoid trading on Tuesday at 8 a.m. East. Same thing for Wednesday, but here it's PPI and core retail sales. It's still high impact news. In my opinion, it's less volatile than CPI. Still be careful. Don't like gamble during news. It's better to play safe, like play stop loss to break even, or just close the trade or wait for news events to pass. And on Thursday we have unemployment claims and GDP, but to be honest, CPI is the high volatile news, like the highest impact news for the next week. Friday there is nothing as well. Okay, so except for that, let's go on AUD/USD. So like I was explaining right here, this is the NFP candle, got released at 8:30. As you can see, this blue candle right here is the NFP candle. So it broke structurally upside during news, that's right. But after that, there was another news, right? We had at 10 a.m. another news event. So even if we got a break of structurally upside, this is technically the confirmation for our trade, right? But if you're looking for an extreme POI in this area, first of all, there is nothing on the on the 5 minute, not 5 minute, on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, we had this 5 minute POI, but same problem. Like at 10 o'clock right here, there was another news release. So it was just not making any sense to enter trade after NFP, and then we had another news release. So this trade, to be honest, was not a good trade according to the strategy, and it was way too risky to enter. Like the strategy itself makes sense, you know, it has all the confirmations, but because of the news and stuff like that, it's really not a good idea to enter. Technically, that was not a trade, right? So you can try to look for a second try right here. If you're looking for a second try, you need this high to be broken first. So you need this break of structure / change of character first. Why this is the high to break? It's because this is the last low that got broken, so we created this bearish range. Remember, we want the range to be back bullish. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're still waiting for this change of character / break to the upside first. If we have it, we're gonna be able to look for a trade. Okay, so this is on AUD/USD, and NZD/USD right here, we had already a trade on the previous week, like I was explaining on the beginning of the live stream. So yeah, we already got a trade right here that was forecasted on the previous week, but now, I mean, this is gone. Right now, what do we have new? I mean, we got a break of structure to the downside, but this break of structure to the downside is not strong enough to look for any counter trends yet. I want this low being broken as well, and a little pullback like this. If we have those confirmations, then we'll be able to look for some sells, but for now, there's nothing much going on right here on NZD/USD. And GBP, Euro GBP right here, same thing. We created this little range. As you can see, we created this little range after we pushed lower since the previous week. And right here, we create this new 1 hour POI. It says no inducement, but right now looks like price is kind of creating some inducement. Yeah, right here, price is creating some inducement. So this POI is no longer without inducement because this little high right here can be considered as some inducement right here. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What do we have for major pairs? Okay. So bam bam bam. Let's go now on indices. So indices, since the previous time, we had a new range. So as you can see exactly right here on US 30, we have a new range. So that means this is a break to the upside, so that it created this new low and this new high. We took our Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, and then we identified our valid points of interest. So we have one right here on the 4-hour there, and we have as well a 4-hour point of interest right here. So yeah, that's what we were looking for. We're waiting for price to go back down to change character on the 15 minutes, and then we'll enter targeting the hourly high. So still here we're waiting. NAS, it's exactly the same thing. The range is a bit different, but really similar. We got a break of structure to the upside exactly right here that created this low and this high. So right here we have as well our new range, and in this case we don't have anything on the 4-hour. However, we have something on the 1-hour. So on the 1-hour, as you can see exactly right here, we have this 1-hour POI right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. 1-hour POI exactly right here. That's good. So yeah, I'm still waiting for the buy. We're gonna wait for price to be mitigated, and then change of character on the 15 minutes, and then entry. And then on S&P, really similar. However, right here looks like we have a new break to the upside, as you can see exactly right here. So what does that mean? This means that we have a new range. So that means this POI is too old, but we can focus inside of this current break and range right here to see what do we have. So on the 4-hour we have nothing, so that's why we can go on the 1-hour. Okay, so on the 1-hour time frame, we don't have anything else that is new. So we don't have any POI right here. So what does that mean? This means that this is just some liquidity / inducement for the POIs below. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for all the breakdown of all the pairs. Right now we can see if we have any questions. Let's see if we have any questions, and yeah, that would be pretty much it for today's live stream for the weekly outlook. Of course, we're gonna do the giveaway like usually every single time. Gold, guys, we're just waiting for this break of structure to the upside. I'm not doing anything on gold for now. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions. Hello, since you make breakdowns on other minor pairs on the VIP, how do you manage to do all of them? For the breakdowns or for the trades? But I mean, I can answer both. Basically, I do as well trade all minor pairs right here. But most of the time, trades are not happening all at the same time. We're not having like 5 trades, like more at the same time. We have like 1 trade per day, something like that usually. So, for example, it takes time for price to mitigate a POI. So Euro USD, right now, we only have technically, if we go over everything, we have 2 trades that can be going on right now. That is AUD USD, we're waiting for a break, and GBP USD that we're kind of waiting for a break. I mean, we are waiting for a break as well. So we have 2 trades that we're waiting. It doesn't necessarily mean that my confluence and my confirmations will be there. So, right now we have only 2 trades out of all of those trades that we were breaking down. So same thing for minor pairs. Like if you go on minor pairs, same thing, we wait most of the time. So I just analyze my pairs 1 time per day, and then I keep following with alerts and stuff like that when we have an movement. But honestly, if you just analyze your trades once per day, usually nothing really changes from one day to another anyway. Okay, so let's see if we have any other questions. So let me just show the questions right here too. Okay, where are we? Why didn't you reply to my DM? I don't know. I did not receive any DM. So maybe... Oh, Okay, I just saw your message. You texted me yesterday. You texted me yesterday. I did not see, my bad. I'm gonna reply to you afterwards. So internal and external market structure, again, I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos about specific concepts. It's gonna take too much time for explaining it in really like a few minutes, so I'm gonna do like more complete videos about those concepts. But like I was explaining, don't hesitate to see the free course or the free videos on For Traders, or even on my social media. There is a lot of content about the strategy. So okay guys, so we have other questions, but before answering other questions, I just want to say, from people that are on TikTok right now, the live stream is over. All the recordings are always posted on For Traders YouTube channel, so always posted on For Traders YouTube channel for the recordings. And I as well post the links in the Discord. So in the free Discord right here, you have all the weekly outlooks. So if you missed anything, if you missed any pair breakdown, or if you missed any outlook on a pair that we're doing, don't hesitate to just watch the weekly recording after that. Now I'm gonna be answering these last questions, and then we're gonna be doing the giveaway for the free 6K funded account, again in collaboration with For Traders, like we always do at the end of every single live stream. So yeah guys, if you are interested, okay, to join the giveaway, it's really simple. You just need to transfer on YouTube. If you're watching from TikTok, there's not a lot of people that are watching on TikTok, but same, if you want to participate in the giveaway, you just need to go on YouTube basically. So let me show you how you can do that. It's really simple. So you just write For Traders on YouTube, exactly right here. You write For Traders on YouTube, and then you'll find this live stream right here that we're currently doing. So then you will be able to participate in the giveaway for a 6K challenge. So yeah guys, I'm gonna be ending the live stream on TikTok right now. So if you want to participate in the giveaway, don't hesitate to transfer on YouTube. Okay, that was weird. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect, sounds good. So bam. Okay, so just finishing to reply to the questions that we have right here. So yeah guys, you already have access to the chat anyway. Was there a losing trade on AD USD on the 4-hour before it went into the 1-hour POI? On AD USD, yeah, we had a little trade right here that did not work out in this area. Yeah, that was there. Okay, so I'm gonna explain the internal and the internal external structure really quickly right now. Okay, the easiest way of explaining it, it's the trade on gold. Okay, so look at this. Okay, I'm gonna explain you. It works on the same concepts everywhere. Okay, for a 1-hour time frame, 4-hour time frame, doesn't matter. It works exactly the same way. So you have a range, right? The range is defined by a break. You have this low, you have this high. That's your range. Okay, it's defined by your range break. Okay, so break to the upside, break to the downside. Right here we have a break to the upside. So this is the break that defines your range. Then everything that is going on inside of this range, so basically between a high and a low, stays internal. So all of those breaks right here are internal, because the range is still, this is the high and this is the low. Okay, you're following me. Now if we have a break to the downside, the low changes. It's gonna get right here. So now this is the range. The range, as you can see, now is bearish. Same thing, everything that is going on, okay, everything that is going on between this high and this low is inside your range, so it's internal. So that means that all of those pullbacks, all of those breakup structures, everything that is going on right here, like everything right here is internal. That's it. That's all you need to know. Like, you just see your overall range that is defined by the break. You find your high and your low, and everything inside of the range is internal. That's it. Okay. One question: how do we know when to wait for a new break of structure? Depends of what do you mean by that. What do you mean by new break of structure? We're not waiting for a new break of structure. We're waiting for the break when it makes sense. Like, I don't know how to explain the question. If you can just specify, that would be appreciated. Okay, yeah. So you only trade New York session only? So yeah, I trade New York, and I trade as well basically Tokyo session when there is like anything going on. I have watched and studied most of your videos and all for your strategy. Do you have an academy or private mentorship program where you issue out certificate at the end? If you're talking about like a professional certificate, like a university degree certificate, when then you can take the certificate and like go on a like hedge funds or whatever. I don't have any of that, but honestly, that doesn't really exist much in the industry right now. So I don't have any certificate that I issue at the end, but yeah, I do have a private community that is the VIP access that I have on Discord. So yeah, I have the free course right here. Basically, guys, when like this is all the free education on the free Discord, like you have the free course, but it's like 1/10 of the full course. So basically it's like 10% of the full course. The VIP education starts here and it just goes down. You have a lot of more information, of course, in the VIP access. So yeah. Okay, guys, so that would be pretty much it for the questions. For this time. Someone said, is it really possible to grow a $10 account? No. Let me say it like that. It's possible if you lose that $10 account really a lot of number of times, because people who are flipping accounts with like huge leverage and stuff like that, you don't know how much tries they had before succeeding to flip the account. It's technically possible if you have like a really good winning streak, it's possible, but it's not possible to do it in one time. You can be really, really lucky and flip it in one time, but it's not most likely going to happen. You're gonna have this $10, you're gonna lose it, gonna put another $10, you're gonna lose it, and you're gonna lose it multiple times. And even if you succeed to grow it a little bit, then as you need so big leverage and you're overexposing your account every single time to make profit, you're gonna lose the account eventually. Like, it's just not sustainable on the long term to grow a really, really small a really, really small live account. It makes sense to talk about growing an account when you start in the 500, something like that, even 1,000. It makes more sense already, but before that, it's really not sustainable. Like, people are saying, yeah, I flipped my $10 into $10,000, but you never know how much tries they had and they took before succeeding, so it's really better to save your money and to buy a funded account to have a bigger capital to trade on straight away. And if you're sure that you're profitable, you can take that money from the payouts and then grow your live account like that, but it's not good. It's not a good idea to do it the opposite way. Okay, guys. So, yeah. For today, it's gonna be pretty much it. If you have any other questions, I see you have a lot of questions, guys, today. Don't hesitate to send me a private message, okay? I'm replying to all the private messages, so don't hesitate to just send me a private message. I'm gonna reply you there if you have anything else that you want to ask. But for now, we're gonna be doing the giveaway. So for the giveaway, you'll see it's pretty simple. All the rules are exactly the same thing every single time. So basically, how is it gonna work? I'm gonna ask you a question, okay, and there will be multiple choices answers. So that means I have questions, and then, for example, there will be answer A, answer B, C, D, whatever. Okay, and then you just answer the right answer in the chat. So if, for example, the right answer is the letter C, you write C in the chat. Okay, and that's it. Basically, the first 7 people were 31. Okay, the first 7 people who got the right answer will be spinned right here in the wheel of names. So this is the previous week winners. But yeah, for example, you have name 1, name 2, name 3, until 7 people who got the right answer. I'm gonna spin the wheel, okay, and the person who gets randomly selected will win the funded account. So yeah, that's how it works. So just make sure to answer the right letter first, because again, if you put a letter and then you change your answer, it won't count. Okay, and if you already won, okay, one of those giveaways, you're not eligible for another try. So it's basically one try, like one win per person. So if you already won, like you already received your code, you already received your funded account, etc., you cannot participate again. If you still didn't win anything, you can participate as long as you win, of course. So it's just more fair for other people. So yeah, and except for that, the last thing is that you cannot pre-shot a letter. Okay, so you cannot pre-shot a letter. That means the letters for the answers will be randomized. It won't be A, B, C, D. So you cannot just straight away write B and hope for the best. Okay, you need to actually read the question, see the answers, and answer the right thing. Like I said, you cannot as well change your answer after you already posted a message. You cannot delete your answer because I will see that you deleted the message. Okay, so yeah, that's it. It's really simple, guys. So you have your questions, you have your answers, and you write the right answer. That's it in the chat. And be quick as well, because again, I'm selecting the first 7 people who got the right answer. Okay, someone said when you finish the live stream is from 11 to 12 my time. So right now we're doing the giveaway at the end of the live stream. Okay, so that's perfect. So let me first of all write the question. So okay, so let me write the question first, then I'm gonna show you the question, and then I'm gonna show you the answers. Okay, so what can we ask about today? Again, it's always topics that we cover during the live stream. So if you were there during the live stream, you have way more chances to knowing the answer. So what can I ask about? Okay. Okay, so this is the question. Let me write now the answers. Okay. Okay, guys, so I have my question and I have my answers. Okay, so make sure to read well the question, okay, and make sure to read well the questions before, the answers before answering. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the question first, and then I'm gonna show you the answers so you answer the right thing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so in which scenario do you need to use half risk on your position? Okay, so in which scenario do you need to use half risk in your position? So is it you when you have rest in liquidity? H, it's not when you, it's when the range is confusing. So when the range is confusing. G, when you trade overall ranges. Or T, none of the above. So is it you when you have rest in liquidity? When you have rest in liquidity. H, when the range is confusing. G, when you trade overall ranges. Or T, none of the above. We talked about this, guys. So we talked about this. Okay, so we have a lot of okay, it's pretty mixed up between two answers. Okay, pretty mixed up between two answers, so it's gonna be interesting to see what's going on there. Okay, and again, guys, okay, it's interesting, we have a lot of different, we're kind of split in between two answers, so interesting. Let's wait for people to answer first, and then I'm gonna say the right answer. Okay, so I think pretty much everyone answered already. So, okay, guys. So the right answer is letter H. Okay, it could have been T, but this is what I was explaining. When the range is confusing, today we talked about this. When the range is confusing, you use half risk. Okay, when the range is confusing, you use half risk. That's how it works. So what do I mean by that? It could have been none of the above, but it's not true, because when the range is confusing, you use half risk. So the answer is H. Let me explain why. You see right here, okay, you have a big range, really ugly range. Technically it's bullish, right? But at the same time, right here we have aggressive ranges that starts to get bearish. So are we still bullish by the time we reach this POI, or are we gonna be bearish? It's confusing, right? So you use half risk. We talked about this today. If we go on another pair, we talked about Euro USD. We talked about as well gold. But basically right here, same thing on gold, we have a huge range. If you put any POIs right here and you want to still trade them, even if the range is huge and confusing, you can, but you need to have half risk. Okay, we talked about another example. I'm not quite sure where it was, but it was another example that I was explaining that when the range is confusing, you use half risk. So don't forget that, guys. If you're not sure about your range, but still it makes sense according to the strategy, but you could have had like two scenarios, use half risk to protect your capital. That's it. Okay, so when the range is not clear, you use half risk. When the range is clear, you use full risk. Okay, so yeah, okay, perfect. So let's see who got the right answer. So let me put this here and this here. So okay, people who got the right answer. So the right answer was letter H. So bam, this one got it right. Nope. This one right here got it right. This one got it right. Okay, so there's 7 people. So 7 people who got it right. Again, if you already won anything in the past, okay, if you already won anything in the past, in the term you received already your account, you cannot participate again, of course. If you did not win any account yet, you can participate. Okay, So you have those people who got it right. So let me confirm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, perfect. So guys, congratulations to everyone who got the right answer. Now I'm gonna be spinning your name and hopefully you'll be the winner. So let's see who will win today. So win 100, you are the winner for today's giveaway. So let me show you your name. So yeah, congratulations to you. So this is your YouTube channel exactly right here. So this is your YouTube channel. Just send me a message to confirm that this is your YouTube channel by sending me your dashboard, or just just a video recording or a screenshot of your dashboard on YouTube to prove that this is your account. And I'm gonna send you the promo code for your 6K funded account. So yeah, guys, congratulations again for everyone, and to everyone who still got the right answer. And next time we're gonna be doing again, of course, another giveaway next week. So don't hesitate to come back to participate again. So yeah, guys, thank you for joining. Of course, if you have any additional questions, again, you can just send me a message on Instagram. So really simple. You go on Instagram right here. This is my Instagram page. You just send me a message. There's nothing complicated. Send me a message right here and I'm gonna reply to you if you have anything else that you want to ask. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining, and I'm gonna see